Alright, I'm back. Yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to do the Pandora stream yesterday. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I didn't try to. I even have my to-do list I made yesterday, right here. And for the most part, I got nearly everything done. So go to BJJ class, get groceries, do some paperwork, do some other paperwork at another location, do some store-related courses, and check Steam and GOG to see if the winter sales are going on, which I think for Steam anyways, they weren't yesterday, but they should be today. And GOG has already gotten started, so I'll look into that as well. But I wanted also to go to the barber shop to not only get shaved, but also to get the hot towel treatment. And by the time I got done with the other stuff, it was already nearly 5 o'clock, so unfortunately I just didn't make it. And of course I didn't stream Pandora tomorrow either, because by that time I was so exhausted, and I had finally gotten the chance to eat lunch at 4 o'clock in the afternoon that I passed out from exhaustion. That's alright. I didn't think that I was going to be able to do it anyways yesterday, because I got started with all those chores, including laundry, at 8 in the morning yesterday. Woke up at what, 7 o'clock in the morning. So again, it's not like I wasn't trying to get this stuff done on time, but you know how it is. Not enough time in a day. 24 hours is just not enough time. Never is. Anyways, I was debating on whether or not I wanted to stream today, but considering that there's nothing really stopping me from doing so today, I figured why not. So, there's something a little more upbeat. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Or get back to work, I should say. I was almost done with the contour layer, so I'm done with that. Move on to the grisaille layer. You know how it is. Okay. Oh, whoops. I don't think no I didn't. Increase the volume. There we go. As far as the games I want to get, there's not really that many more games I'm looking forward to getting. Just because, just like back in 2019, I've already bought so many that there's no way that I'd be able to get to them all before the year ends. So it makes that kind of pointless to get more. But I am feeling pretty ambitious. But I think I'll do so anyways. Okay, inner, yeah, it's gonna do this. There's dreadlocks. Whoa. No, that's right. That's weird. Why is it so big? What? Hello? That shouldn't be that big. What's going on? I'm pressing very lightly, but it's just not changing the thickness of the stroke. What's going on? I just recently updated the firmware for my tablet, and now it's making it do this weird stuff. Hold on. Let me see if I can just do this. What is going on? I might have to just restart Krita or something. Let me do that. Yeah, let me restart Krita because this is no bueno. It's so weird. Why is it doing that? Alright, I'm hoping that it'll work properly this time. It does! Yay! Okay. Whew. That had me scared for a second because I was like, am I gonna have to restart my computer just because of that? Thankfully, no. The answer is no. Okay. We're good. We're good. I must have had Krita on, and while the firmware was getting updated, and that's why it was doing that. So some things I've been thinking about lately as far as coding goes and making a game, or game development I should say, is originally I wanted to make a 3D platformer, and while I don't want to give up on that, I am really missing the Splinter Cell franchise, and what I mean by that is I really want a new Splinter Cell game to be released for Ubisoft, or however you pronounce their name, to finally care about the franchise enough to develop another one. But I know they're not going to. I watched a video where someone felt the same way about Valve and Portal 3. I mean, Portal series. So what they did was they made a Portal 3, their version of Portal 3 anyways, or their idea of what Portal 3 would be like. And the title of the video went something along the lines of Valve doesn't care about making a Portal 3, so I did it for them, or something like that. That's how I feel about the Splinter Cell franchise. Because besides the Hitman franchise, right? Besides Hitman, what other stealth action games are we getting nowadays by AAA companies? I mean, think about it, right? How long ago was Metal Gear Solid 5 released? And Dishonored 2. When was the last Thief game was released? A while ago, and that game wasn't really all that great, according to the critics and fans. So, don't get me wrong, there are some indie developers, of course, it's always indie developers, but there are some indie developers working on their own projects, stealth action games, that, much like me, want to fill that void of titles in a franchise that they also like in the Thief series. Forgot what that game was called, but if you know Civvy11 on YouTube, he made a short video talking about it along with Ultra Kill. It's like something wood. Anyways. And I thought about it, right? With the game engine I'm currently experimenting with, Copper Cube. Right now, there's not really any support, as far as I know anyways, for... Let me do this. For gamepad. So, I'm trying to make a 3D platformer that is controlled through gamepad. Isn't really possible right now. Again, as far as I know. But there are plenty of immersive sim games as well as stealth action games that have really simple platforming, including the Splinter Cell series, Hitman, and the Thief series. And what I mean by simple is that there's not really any the controls for platforming are very simple. You essentially move near objects like ledges or walls and you can shimmy along them or start climbing them up without pressing any additional buttons. There's no timing involved. No extra moves that you have to perform in order to get a little distance to jump over gaps and such, like you would for say Crash Bandicoot. So, but that's okay because with Copper Cube, I can make that kind of platforming possible with mouse and keyboard. That's totally fine. Go ahead and do this. Gotta clean this up. And besides that, stealth is not really that difficult to, as far as the controls anyways, stealth is not that difficult to set up. There's the basic movements. You get to walk, run, crouch, put your back against walls or peek around corners, climb up and down ledges and other pieces of the environment. Oh, okay. Gotta do that as well. And so on and so forth. The AI in stealth action games are what really makes them worth playing, because, of course, it's the obstacles, in which case it's usually hostile enemies, that cause players of this genre anyways to actually care about sneaking around, as well as other hazards or obstacles. I don't know if I want to just make a copy of any particular game that I want to make or learn to make from. Say, for example, if I want to make a 3D platformer, I thought about copying Psychonauts, or the original Psychonauts. You do it. And for our stealth action game, I would do the same for the original Splinter Cell, or at least Chaos Theory. But we'll see. I mean, when it comes to making anything, you typically learn by copying from a good example. I mean, that's one of the ways of learning anyways, right? That way you can pretty much know how to do things correctly. Of course, there's the opposite end of that, or the other way of learning, which is to make mistakes and figure out why developers don't make those mistakes and so on. That's not really a line. That's like a implied line made from the light that's reflecting off of his body and the fold in his skin where his hip is. So I'm not going to put that in. That should be it. Let me just make the reference image opacity 0. Take a look. Yep. Yep. All that's complete. Yep. Yep. Okay. Looks like I'm done with the contour layer. Nice. What I'm gonna do is move this to the left. I mean right, sorry. To the right. And but going back to what I was saying about game development and all that. Again, it would be pretty cool to know what it's like to have developed the original trilogy, Splinter Cell trilogy. So we'll see if I make a copy of that. I definitely want to make a game next year. Not as New Year's resolutions, but as a means of learning to use a game engine, because I've been dabbling with different game engines. Godot, again, Carpacube, another one called Armory 3D that's integrated into Blender, and even Scratch. And I've noticed some common, let's just call it common things about each of these game engines. Each of them have their own scripting language that I would have to learn, right? That's not related to Java. For Carpacube, there's JavaScript, but JavaScript isn't an object-oriented language like Java is. So it's going to be a lot more like C# or Python. For Godot, there's GDScript as well as Python. And for Armory 3D, I think it's also under JavaScript. I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to check again. I've tried Unity as well, and Unity uses C++, which I'm just afraid of using C++ or learning to use C++ just because when I tried learning it back in college, I struggled like a lot. But then again, I was not really a good student anyways, good college student, so that may have affected my performance when it comes to learning C++. But anyways, my point is that with all these different game engines, none of them use Java for scripting language, don't offer that option anyways. And therefore, I would have to learn a different programming language just to learn to script in these other game engines. Thankfully, when it comes to learning other programming languages, once you learn the fundamentals with coding, it's not that difficult, or as difficult, I should say, as starting from scratch to learn another programming language's syntax, methods, and so on. Anyways, I gotta make a different layer. Oh, not there. Oh, wait, it's gotta be outside anyways. Yeah. and we'll do, I should have made a different layer, player. So we'll do that, this. Actually, let's do this. Oops. Versailles. Versailles, and what I'll do is and one. So the reason why I want to separate the different white parts when doing the Grisaille layer is because it'll make filling in between, or rather meeting each edge with each value that much easier, since I can just go, I don't have to worry about it going over each other. That makes sense. I'll show what I'm talking about later. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Basic. Using this tool this time instead of the wet bristles brush. Don't get me wrong, the wet bristles brush has its place. It does provide a nice oil paintish texture due to the varying amounts of opacity. But that's not what I'm really looking for. I'm just looking to just put the values of color in and be done with it. So. Okay. Really don't want to spend time just going over and over and over again with the same value just to fill it in at 100% opacity, and that just gets really annoying real fast. So let's see, do 60. That looks a little too dark. Hold on. And what I can do is something that I just realized right now. I think what I can do is, in order to match the values as closely as possible, this is what we do at the store I work at, right? When we're mixing paint. If a customer comes in with a sample of a color, say it's an old sample, and they put some of the old paint onto a piece of paper or a stick, mixing stick. What we'll do is after we mix the new sample up, or the new can of that color up, and we want to make sure that it matches the color that they want us to make, we'll place it on the the sample. In this case, I'll be trying to put it on the reference image, but for some reason it's not letting me. I don't know why. Let me see if I can do that here. Hold on. No, okay. Never mind. That sucks. I wonder why though. Hold on. Because of this? Oh. Alright, that would have been a good idea, but unfortunately it's not letting me alter this. I would have to make this a separate, or not separate, but I would have to make this image an actual part of the composition by opening it up as a separate file and then adding it into the composition as a separate layer. Only then would I be able to edit the reference image like that. So, but the issue with that is, of course, it's integrating to the composition, and on top of that, I can't just change I can change the opacity easily of the reference image if I do it that way, but I can't change the saturation without using filters. So that just gets annoying. I just like using the reference image tool. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Yeah, that looks a lot closer. Be as messy as we want. about halfway, say like that. Have to stop. There. I lost track of what I was talking about. Alright, I was just listening to pros and cons of each game engine. When it comes down to it though, each of them have their own pros and cons. Godot thankfully does support gamepad control integration, or coding rather. Unity does as well, if I remember correctly anyways. Let me go ahead and do that one. But as I said, CopperQ does not. So even though there is a 3D third-person control extension, scripting extension, that would allow for something like that to exist. But as I said, it honestly doesn't. Oh, something else too, I remembered now. Yeah, there's a for some reason you can't see it, but there are shortcuts Krita has for filling in a selection. In this case, I want to fill it in with the foreground color, so it's going to be Shift Backspace. And then with the background color, it's just Backspace. So, Shift Backspace. There we have it. So I don't even have to select the fill tool if I don't want to. Saves a lot of time. Again, it can be as messy as I want right now because I can clean this up later. Okay. And then for this piece here, yeah, I wonder if I can do this. No, okay. That'd be very easy to do, but unfortunately I can't do it like that, so I'm just gonna do this instead. Okay, Shift Backspace. Oh, I forgot, that's not the color I want. So, do this. Yeah, let's do that, so. Then hit Shift Backspace again. There we have it. Select, and just go ahead and make the edges. Is that everything I want to talk about as far as game engines and game development goes? My ideas for them. Oh, and something else too I wanted to do was make mods for Fallout New Vegas. I learned earlier this year how to modify and add weapons to the game as separate extension files. But I want to be able to do things like make my own unique quests, characters, dialogue, etc. And if you check out my Fallout New Vegas Explosives playthrough on my YouTube channel, I showed that I learned how to make my own radio station within the game itself. And I was able to put my own tracks to play there, which was cool, but I ran into the issue of the game just looping some tracks more than others, and overall it just made the audio kind of difficult to tolerate, because some tracks would just not play at all for some reason, and others would just play more times than they should have. So after today's shift is over, I could technically just stay up all night and play Pandora tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see how exhausted I get from today's shift. I'm expecting a lot of last minute shoppers to show up, just because it will be the second to last day of Christmas. Let's do this one then. But we have been getting less customers for a good long while, just because everyone's pretty much either shopped till they dropped, or they understand that they're not getting what they want at this point, because we pretty much have sold out on a lot of items. And it's too late to get them now, so we're not getting any more. But we'll see. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the future. I mean, the near future, I should say. And I'm pretty excited for next year. Hopefully I'll be done with this drawing project sometime in February, the latest March, but we'll see. Okay, now we use the blending tool, blend the stuff in. Weird. It's not. It's not blending in all that much. Let me see if reducing the size changes that. Nope. There's like lines of color being made here, and don't really like that. But at the same time, if I zoom out, it's pretty hard to see it, so I might just leave it alone. Go back to this 60. Man, that's weird. It still looks a little muddy. Let me check. I think I know why. So let's see. Yeah, there's a valley in between here, so that's why. Okay. In that case, let me go ahead and add that here. I wish I knew that before I started blending in. That's my fault, though. I was expecting the blending tool to just do all the work for me, but as you can see, not the case. Alright, now if I use the blending tool again, it should blend a little bit more smoothly. so annoying. That's alright, I'll fix that later. Stream isn't ending. The playlist just has this track in it. Won't be ending for another 20 minutes. What happens if I do this? Yeah, that's pretty good. That looks a lot better now than it did earlier. Not as muddy as before. Again, though, realistically speaking, if I wanted this to be as seamless, as gradual as the reference image, I would have to input a lot more values than that exists in my value scale right here. So, just working with what I got, but what I got doesn't look too bad. Gotta make compromises sometimes. Not just with being an artist or, you know, making art, but with anything, really. When it comes to getting projects done and meeting deadlines and all that, limitations. Move this out. This out. Move this out. This out. Cool. Move this out a little bit more. There we go. This should probably be a little bit smaller in width as far as the amount of area it's taking up. That should probably be a little bit bigger, but that's alright. There is this area as well that's supposed to be really dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that in as well. Bring this up a bit. And the contour lines definitely look a lot better. The colored ones anyways. The red ones. Yeah, now I don't have to worry about recoloring or, you know, coloring in the inner contour lines later and making it look bad. Like the last two drawings. Hold on, let me make this smaller. Probably gonna do is select this whole thing. So this, like that, and fill it in. Oh, I forgot though. I need to make another layer. So let's do insert. Since the dreadlock, this one anyways, actually all the dreadlocks are over his other body parts. Yeah, let's make this above everything else then, or on top of the hand layer. So we'll do dreadlocks. And if need be, I'll make a separate group of layers for each dreadlock over here. But since there's only one here, I don't have to worry about that for now. So let's go ahead and shift backspace. We have it. Select. Let's see what color this is. Apparently it's just pure white. Okay. Pure white here, and then it gradually gets a little darker here. But let's not do that. Let's do this one. Back here. Maybe something like that. Yeah, like that. That's better. That's annoying. And I know this. There we go. That. Over here. Got it. And just smooth this out. Should be wearing my glasses. I don't know why I keep forgetting to put them on. I don't forget to put them on when I need to read small print or do paperwork. I don't know. There we go. In the reference image, it does look a little muddy, so I'm completely okay with it looking like this. Just not okay with having to squint down to see it all. Come on. Actually, I'm kind of wrong. Not supposed to be that muddy. Oops. And that should be good enough. There we go. And this in a little bit more. Switch to this. Cover this up a little bit more. Run this again. There we go. Alright, that's enough. Should probably be a little thinner than that. Let's see. This. There we go. There we go. Okay. Something like that. Yep. Okay. And then there's this cast shadow here. Change that as well. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, actually, let me make this a little bit thicker. There we go. Bring this up a bit. Okay. Then just blend. Okay. I hate it when Let me get a smaller diameter. Just like with the highlight and this dreadlock. No, I don't want to blend it too much because it's still supposed to have a somewhat hard edge. Okay, I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do for now. Realistically speaking, I think what I should have did was pick this and judge it by that, but this is still right above this in terms of brightness, so no, that's still correct in what I was doing. It's just annoying that, you know, I'm not matching the same values as what's in the reference image. But if I did that for every single one, I'd be having to switch back between the color picker and the brush constantly. So it's more of a simplified way of doing the Grisaille layer, but I don't know. Man. Anyways, well, that's going to be it for this stream. We are at the end. Let's see. Okay. Man, I tell you. Ooh. So we got a good amount of work done as far as finishing up the contour layers goes and getting started on the Grisaille layer. Again, it looks muddy, which maybe if I use the wet bristle brush, I could blend this in a little bit more, but then again, probably make it look worse than it already does. So I don't know. Again, realistically speaking, I would take a value between these two, put that down in the middle, and then blend that in. Do the same here, do it here as well, and so on and so forth. You get the point. But as I already explained, there are 254 values in between purely black and purely white, and it'd be really annoying to have to switch between 254 values just to get it to look exactly like the reference image. So for the sake of my sanity, I'm willing to compromise and let it look like this. But by all means, if you want to make a masterpiece and Krita, and make sure that your your Grisaia layer looks really good, then, you don't necessarily have to do it like that, but I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I might do is just double the values I have now, which shouldn't be too difficult to do in my value scale here, but then it would just go all the way over here. I might go to the next row, this palette docker. And again, that would help in increasing the accuracy of the Grisaia layer. But if I was doing this using real oil paint, or actual physical oil paint or acrylic paint, no, I wouldn't even bother. There would just not be enough time in the studio anyways, during class or outside class, to be able to do that. So anyways, but yeah, I'm doing this a little more efficiently as far as separating the different parts of the body and not having to worry about one overlapping the other, or rather permanently anyways, on the same layer. So there's that. It's going to be quite a lot of cleaning up to do, but otherwise not too bad, not too bad. In fact, what I could do is go over here to inner, do that, select that anyways. Okay, hold on. There we go, select this, hit delete. Wait, hold on. Sign, then hit delete. What? Delete. There we go. And then I can clean up the other areas of the body like that. I can do the same for the background as well. I do the same here, so let's go back to contour. Click on this. Click on this. Hit delete. There we have it. It's cleaned up. Oops, not that. But yeah, I'm getting better at using Krita and its tools, and just making this a lot more efficient as far as the workflow goes. Just a few nitpicks here and there as far as the Grisaia, the number of values in the Grisaia layer, but otherwise, things looking pretty good. There we have it. You select all that. Now it looks nice and tidy. Yep. Save. So definitely I will be streaming Pandora tomorrow. And Chaos Theory Saturday. So look forward to that. There's not going to be anything stopping me from doing so, and really excited to do it. So anyways, is there anything else I want to say? Not really. But yeah, it's going to be it for this stream, and looking forward to the next ones. So peace.